There has been a major face-off today between the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh Yogi Adityanath and Samajwadi Chief Akhilesh Yadav over bulldozer justice. In fact, Adityanath has retorted sharply to Akhilesh Yadav's warning that he will, after 2027, order all bulldozers to Gorakhpur, which is the home district of the Chief Minister. The Chief Minister has said that not everybody has the heart and character to handle a bulldozer. Adityanath, in fact, remarked all of this in response to the Samajwadi Party chief's comment on bulldozer, the machine which has in some ways become synonymous with his style of governance. Remember, the Supreme Court on Monday expressed strong disapproval of what it calls bulldozer justice, questioning the practice of demolishing homes solely based on a convicted individual in a criminal case. The court, in fact, proposed establishing nationwide guidelines to regulate such demolitions. Following Yogi Adityanath's footsteps, BJP governments in several states have also been indulging in using the bulldozer, something that the court has severely criticized. Joining me now is Anila Singh, Anila Singh, who's the national spokesperson of the BJP. We have Rajiv Rai, who is an MP Lok Sabha and also national secretary of the Samajwadi Party. And we have Sajan Kumar, who's a political analyst. To you, Rajiv Rai, first. Sir, how do you see Mr. Akhilesh Yadav's very sharp comment that bulldozers will be sent to Gorakhpur, after 2027? Before you answer that question, let's first take a look at the reactions that have come into the story.
और जहाँ तक बुलडोजर का सवाल है, सोचो कैसा न्यायालय का बुलडोजर चला, क्या बुलडोजर नहीं चल सकता? जो लोग बुलडोजर लेकर के डराते थे, जगह जगह लोगों के घर गिराते थे, जिनसे आपको बदला लेना था, नीचा दिखाना था और अपनी सरकार की ताकत पर, अहंकार पर आपने जानबूझ करके बुलडोजर चलाए, जिसका परिणाम यह है कि हाई कोर्ट से लेकर के सुप्रीम कोर्ट ये कह सकता है कि बुलडोजर संवैधानिक नहीं है। तो क्या अभी तक जो बुलडोजर चल रहा था उसके लिए सरकार माफी मांगेगी कि नहीं मांगेगी?
ये जो बड़ी बड़ी घोषणाएं कर रहे हैं, ये वही लोग हैं जिन माफियाओं के सामने आज कभी नाक रगड़ा करते थे, उनके सामने दंगाइयों के सामने नाक रगड़ा करते थे। अरे बुलडोजर चलाने के लिए हिम्मत चाहिए। जब दंगाइयों के सामने और माफियाओं के सामने नाक रगड़ने वाले बुलडोजर क्या चलाएंगे? बुलडोजर को देख करके इनको वैसे ही हार्ट अटैक हो जाएगा। ये लोग नहीं खेल पाएंगे इन बातों को।
Okay, let me go across to Anila Singh first. Rajiv Rai will join us in a bit. Anila ma'am, we spoke about this just 2 days ago. Now the Samajwadi Party chief has asked whether the state government would seek forgiveness for raising houses using bulldozers just 2 days after the Supreme Court actually came down very heavily on the use of bulldozers and, the seeking instant justice. But clearly Yogi Adityanath seems quite, unfazed by what the court said. So in some ways, do you think that it is a defense of the use of bulldozers to raise down houses of accused?
My Ram to all, and with all due respect to Honorable Court, I can say one thing, that in Uttar Pradesh, at least under the governance of Yogi Adityanath ji, bulldozer is doing its work in all legal framework. Government here, government departments here, they are not doing anything illegal. Whatever is there in legality, according to that, they take action. There are provisions in every development authority, in every Nagar Nigam, that if somebody has encroached a land, constructed the building in a wrong way, or somebody has constructed the building and it is not according to the map which was submitted, then time and again, they are being sent notices. If they do not respond to it, if they do not correct it, then definitely government has got all the rights to take action. And this is what Yogi government is doing. Well, somebody wants to play the victim card, if somebody wants to portray wrong image, then we cannot help it out. Because Yogi Adityanath ji is not here to please anyone. He is here to do action. And if bulldozer is doing action, What is the problem? People of Uttar Pradesh, they are happy the way he is delivering the governance. Akhilesh Yadav ji says after 27, all the bulldozers, they are going to walk towards Gorakhpur. So he wants to demolish Gorakhnath Mutt. This is what he wants to do. His hatred towards Sanatan, his hatred towards Hindus reflect in his tweets. Or he just want to be in limelight because Samajwadi Party, they might have won few seats in Uttar Pradesh. But otherwise, he knows very well that Samajwadi Party is not liked by people living in Uttar Pradesh. So I just have to say one thing here, a political party which is known for Lal Topi ki Gundagardi, a political party who was always against the construction of Ram Lalla Mandir or to get the justice in Varanasi and Mathura. So what we can expect out of them? They are deep into appeasement. This is the democracy.
To
They follow
Sajjan Kumar,
appeasement politics.
Sajjan,
And
clearly the Supreme Court said a lot of things. Those were strong words. But today, Mr. Adityanath has said that only those with bulldozer-like capabilities can actually operate them. So it's back to politics. So how does one balance something like this? Because what the Supreme Court said was extremely important. You can't be bringing down houses often accused even before a trial, and you can't be hurting family members for what just one member of a family did. But clearly, when it comes to politics, when it comes to shared politics, numbers matter, and both politicians seem to be arguing on those lines.
Yeah, if you see in this contradictory narratives, there is a coherence, and coherence is about two sides of the signifier, that is bulldozer. One is the political side and one is the legal side. Legally, bulldozer has been used for years by the municipal departments to demolish illegal constructions, and many a times the public reception has been varied. Sometimes it has been welcomed. For example, Chandrasekhar Ranade was one famous municipal deputy commissioner in Mumbai who was known as the bulldozer man or the demolish man. And he was quite popular. So that was one phase. But many a times, when during the emergency or later, bulldozers were used to demolish the slums, etc., there were public's hue and cry. So that is the political aspect. But legally speaking, every municipal department has a demolition department which is entitled to demolish the illegal structure, illegal construction. So that is there. Now, the political side of it comes when we have the criminals or who are accused of certain crimes, and when the government of a day decides to demolish their building or any structures precisely on the ground that they are accused in a heinous or any sort of a crime. That is there. Now, Supreme Court's prime concern is that just because someone is accused, you cannot go and demolish it. But on the other side, if you go by the Solicitor General's argument, his argument was that not everyone's house was destructed or home was destructed by bulldozer. Only those who were also accused of having constructed illegal structures, they were under the bulldozer thing. So here what we are seeing that legality and political scenarios are being mixed, wherein the accused who are also having some sort of illegal construction under the municipality law, that is coming under the bulldozer politics. Now the question is, that is not the public perception, because public perception, and particularly in UP, is that bulldozers are being used against a particular community. This is one. The reality is that not only in UP, but across India, we have seen that the state governments, including the Congress government, say, for example, in Rajasthan, when Gehlot was the chief minister, there have been instances of the use of the bulldozer. This is one. But we must also remember that even in UP, Yogi Adityanath's uses of bulldozer politics or bulldozer as a symbol of a strong governance, it acquired prominence first and foremost in the case of infamous gangster Vikas Dubey. It was with Vikas Dubey's kind of crime when the first time bulldozer was used. So, I mean, there has been a sort of a multiple community-centric usage, but that is not confined to one community. But popular perception is that it is being used to victimize one particular community. So I think Supreme Court's legal concern was that just because a person is accused, you cannot go and demolish it. On the other hand, the political side is trying to make it popular. Of course, Samajwadi Party has its own concern. Therefore, it has welcomed the decision. And Yogi Adityanath, they are also going through the kind of popular bases. That is one. But I think in practice, what is happening?
Right. Sachin, let me just cut you short here. Rajiv Rai, the spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, is here. Mr. Rai, thank you so much for joining back. The Samajwadi Party chief, Akhilesh Yadav, has asked whether the state government would now seek maafi, forgiveness for raising houses just 2 days after the Supreme Court came down very heavily on the use of bulldozers. But clearly, Yogi Adityanath has said that, one needs courage to operate bulldozers. How do you see the comments from both sides?
Yogi Adityanath, his statement, his comment is again challenging the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has only approved what we have been saying for long. I mean, you can't be so selective in the using bulldozer and the bulldozer. Just imagine there was a case where somebody did some crime and that building or a house was demolished. And why this bulldozer does not reach to the BJP accused? I mean, you remember those 3 refugees from the BHU case? Did you see the bulldozer reaching their house? You can't be selective and you can't use bulldozer without waiting for the court. Then what is the use going to the court? Where is the law? If you want to take on the spot decision, better declare dictatorship. Declare martial law. Even martial law, there will be court martial. Here, no this thing. Something happens, some complaint happens. If you happen to be from particular party, a particular community, very next moment they will reach this Hathras incidents, where was the bulldozer? Unnao incidents, where was the bulldozer? Varanasi incidents, where was the bulldozer? Badami incidents, where was the bulldozer? I mean, this is not the way to deal with the law. You are an elected chief minister, you have taken oath of the constitution. If you do not respect the constitution, just for the cheap popularity, you go on doing. And now after the Supreme Court judgment, I feel the chief minister of Uttar Pradesh must apologize to everyone whose house he has demolished.
Right.
He had no right, and he has done something which is extra constitutional. That is not accepted by law or by the society.
But Mr. Rai, before I go to Anila Singh, when Yogi Adityanath says that one needs courage to run bulldozers, that's also an attempt by Yogi Adityanath to showcase his, his abilities as an administrator. He's seen as a tough administrator. Do you think that is something that can that can also bolster his efforts? But clearly, 2024 elections have shown that it is going to be even Stevens, and Samajwadi Party seems to be on the rise. So what happens to the image of Yogi Adityanath in your view?
This question is to me?
Yes, Mr. Rai.
See, after 2024 election and Supreme Court judgment, I think Yogi Adityanath must introspect himself, must realize that he is elected and holding a constitutional post. Talking like a bull need to have a courage. I mean, this also reflects you have little respect for the Supreme Court. You don't believe in law, don't believe in the Constitution. The person who does not believe in the Constitution and law does not respect the Supreme Court. I think he has no right to continue anymore under sitting on the chair. This my statement may sound harsh, but this is the Joginath again proving. What one should do after this Supreme Court judgment? At least he should have done is to welcome the judgment and correct himself. In the future, he will take care. He will not do what he has been doing. And again, I'm reminding him. We have been asking the list of top 100 criminals. Why this bulldozer does not reach to the criminals who are linked with the BJP?
Okay.
Again, few examples. I said Hathras, Unnao, or Varanasi.
Okay.
Did you see Vasudha bulldozer at their house?
Right.
Why? Their rape was better than this time. This is the party who welcomes, who garland the rapist. Rape is such a heinous crime.
Right.
Beyond the party line, we must all stand together, condemn it, and stand it to with all solidarity.
Let me get a response from the BJP spokesperson. Ma'am, would you like to respond to Mr. Rai's, he's saying that the action on bulldozers by the Yogi Adityanath government has been extremely selective because worst perpetrators of crime have gotten away without their houses being razed down.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I can say one thing after observing since months together, or I can say years together, since the bulldozer action has been started by Yogi Adityanath's government, that in today's date, Samajwadi Party has become phobic, bulldozer phobic. They seriously need to hire a consultant for their political party who can counsel them and tell them that this bulldozer is not meant for any common person who has not committed any crime, who has not done any encroachment. who has not constructed any illegal building. They are living peacefully, happily. But those, yes, who has done in anything illegal, then they have to face the music.
Okay.
Yes,
Last word from Sajjan.
Sajjan,
as a political analyst who has studied UP very closely, how do you see this war, sir? Because clearly there is, there is an attempt to portray Yogi Adityanath as a fierce administrator, somebody who doesn't fear anybody, probably not even the courts. But of course, on the other side, there's Akhilesh Yadav, who's on the rise, clearly with what 2024 elections showed. How is this tough administrator image going to help or not help Yogi Adityanath?
See, in the context of UP, we have to see both the parties have their own concerns. For Samajwadi Party, the populace, around 18 to 20% of the minority, Muslim minority vote, is something that they would like to consolidate so that it doesn't get split with other parties, say, for example, BSP, etc. I mean, already it's consolidating, but nevertheless, you try to consolidate them further. So certainly, when the public perception or popular perception is that the bulldozer is being used against most of the kind of the Muslim even if they are accused, Samajwadi Party has a vote bank to consolidate. On the other hand, if you see Yogi Adityanath, he has, his entire head start has been as an able administrative who's brought law and order to the fore and to the center stage. So that is why Yogi Adityanath would like to kind of build onto that image. This is one. Second thing, when we see kind of the criticism of the bulldozer, say, for example, politics or demolition, most of the time, the prime plank is that it is being used selectively, which means that it is not being used illegally. Because what happens in reality, that most of the accused, most of the criminals also happen to be the illegal land grabbers who have illegal construction, illegal businesses. What happens that the government of the day, as per their own kind of a logic, uses it. For example, the war of spat between the Sanjay Raut and Kangana Ranaut in Mumbai, that then Shiv Sena used bulldozer to demolish the construction, but that was not illegal because as per the municipal law, the part of the construction perhaps came under purview. So I think it is going to suit both the parties, Samajwadi Party versus and only BSP, I think at this point of time would be in a very difficult 22 situation.
So a lot of political symbolism at play. Thank you, Sajjan. Thank you, Rajiv Rai. Thank you, Anila Singh, for joining me on this broadcast. A fierce war of words has erupted between UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav over the controversial use of bulldozers against individuals accused of crimes in the state. But of course, you heard what the panelists had to say. Wrapping this now, time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side.